Hi everyone and welcome. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through how CaseQube and LawAccounting handle a mass tort case from start to finish. So mass tort is complex. You're managing hundreds or thousands of plaintiffs, shared expenses, multiple fee arrangements, lien holders, and large settlement disbursements. Every dollar has to be accounted for perfectly. Today, I'm going to be showing you the full workflow end to end inside our single platform. So quick note on the tech side, CaseQube and LawAccounting are both built natively on Salesforce, the world's leading CRM system. So that gives us enterprise level security, deep customization, and a single source of truth for both case management and trust accounting. And that customization starts from the moment you log in. So just a quick example, here's our dashboards. We can customize any dashboard and widget for you so that every user sees a dashboard built specifically around their role. So attorneys, paralegals, bookkeepers, and case managers each get a view tailored to what they actually need to do their job. No noise, no wasted clicks, just the right information to move cases forward efficiently. So let's get into it. The first thing we're going to look at is our Mass Tort portfolio view or our Mass Tort dockets. Most legal software thinks by case. Mass Tort doesn't work that way. So here you can see every active docket that we've created for demo purposes, each one representing a litigation group with dozens or hundreds of plaintiffs tied to it. From this single screen, you can see how many matters are attached to each docket and where things stand across the portfolio. So I'll just click into this one, for example. And one click really drills down into any docket, any plaintiff group, any individual matter. So think of this as the command center. Now, when a docket settles, how does the money get split? And that's where our fee code library comes in. So we're going to scroll back over to the left-hand side, click on fee code library. And as you can see, we set up multiple different fee codes just for this demo purpose. In Mass Tort, one settlement may need to be divided between the primary firm, referring counsel, co-counsel, and other parties. So instead of calculating that manually every time, we store the arrangement as a fee code right here. So for example, I'm going to open Barton 13. And as you can see, this is split between four attorneys. And here's the percentage of that breakdown right over here on the right-hand side. Every code must total to 100%. So if I go in here and I adjust this Motley Rice's percentage without making any other adjustments, it's going to tell me that only 95% is allocated for, and it won't let you move forward. So I'm going to go back to that 25%. So once these fee codes are attached to a matter, it drives the settlement calculation automatically. So one source of truth, no manual math, and no errors. And you also have the option of creating a new fee code whenever you need to by simply clicking new fee code in this right-hand corner and updating any information in here. So fee codes don't get applied one plaintiff at a time. They get applied across groups. So let me show you our plaintiff groups. So back over to the left-hand side, click on plaintiff groups. And plaintiffs coming from the same referring firm, the same injury type, or the same settlement wave get organized into cohorts. So here are these cohorts that we've already created. Instead of treating every plaintiff as a separate island, the firm can report on them, work them, and settle them together. So again, we'll just click into Camp Lejeune, for example. Here they all are. At scale, this is just a massive efficiency. So dockets, groups, and fee codes are all in place. Now let's bring some plaintiffs in. So we are going to navigate over to our pipeline umbrella and click on bulk take import. So when a referring firm sends a new plaintiff list, it could sometimes be dozens, sometimes hundreds. We don't create each matter by hand. We upload a CSV. The system then maps each row to the right docket, the right plaintiff group, and the right fee code. So for example, we've built one in for demo purposes. I'm going to open here. You can see here's my import of these 4 clients. I'm going to click, before anything imports, the system requires a conflict check. So I'm going to click check conflicts. And as you can see, 4 potential conflicts have been found across these 4 plaintiffs. So any conflicts get flagged here. They don't automatically block the matter permanently, but they must be reviewed and dispositioned before the import continues. So you can dismiss them individually or dismiss them all at once by clicking dismiss all. and then you can proceed with your import. So once any conflicts are cleared, the system creates every matter, links each plaintiff to their group, attaches the fee code, and builds companion matter relationships automatically. So this is scalable intake with controls intact. So now plaintiffs are in, but litigation isn't free. Expert costs, depositions, travel, courier fees. In Mass Tort, shared expenses add up fast. So here's how we handle that. Let's go over to our mass expense allocator. So instead of entering that same expense over and over, you can allocate it across a group of matters in one shot. So we're going to start entering in information here. So we're going to click our docket. We're going to enter in our total expense amount to $12,000. The expense date automatically populates, but you can simply adjust that by clicking inside the box. And the firm can choose the allocation method. So whether that's split equally or weighted by demand or allocated to firm only, they can also choose the expense source. So whether that's client billable, petty cash, or firm overhead. And then you can put your expense description here. So we'll say investigator fees, and we want that allocated across our 12 matters. So we'll click allocate to 12. And as you can see, 12 expense records were just created across these 12 matters. So once posted, if the expense is already paid, it creates a disbursement in LawAccounting. If it's not yet paid, it creates a payable. So the operational entry and the accounting entry happen in one step. We also have a single expense management screen where you can just enter in a single expense. So you can simply click add new entry and fill in the screen here. You have the option to upload a CSV or the option to add an expense here, but tagging it to any project with an expense description and attaching a receipt or any other attachment. And it happens the same way. So if the expense is already paid, it creates the disbursement. If not yet paid, it creates a payable. As cases move through litigation, liens start coming in, whether that be Medicare, Medicaid, health insurance, workers' comp. In Mass Tort, you may be receiving lien information for hundreds of plaintiffs at once. So we're going to go over here to our bulk lien upload. And CaseQube really handles this the same way it handles intake by CSV. So we have the option to upload our CSV here and uploaded liens organized by matter, cohort, or plaintiff group. Each lien gets linked to the right matter and flows directly into the settlement calculation, so nothing gets missed at disbursement time. So intake, expenses, liens, and fee structures are all set. Now the settlement money arrives, and this is where we move from the case umbrella down to the settlement umbrella. So we're going to navigate to trust receipt. And say defendant sends one large wire into the firm's IOLTA account. In Mass Tort, that single wire may belong to hundreds of plaintiffs. So LawAccounting requires each dollar to be attributed back to the individual matter it belongs to. So we're going to fill in our screen here. First, we're going to select our trust bank account. And please notice that only trust bank accounts are selectable here. Settlement funds can never accidentally land in an operating account, and our system will not allow that to happen. And then you're going to select your docket. So we'll go back to our Zantac. The date automatically populates. If you have your check number, you can enter it here. For demo purposes, I will just enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can select your defendant and your total amount received, and we'll just say that is $2 million. And then you're going to click auto allocate by demand. And what this does is it distributes the wire across every matter in the docket and creates individual receipt records for each plaintiff. You can adjust this manually. So if I go in here and I switch this from 175 to 170, it's going to tell me that $500 is unallocated for. So I'm going to switch that back to 175 because you just have to ensure that every dollar has a home before you can proceed. So once you're happy with the numbers, you're going to click record trust receipt. And now you have a little snapshot of what was just created. 12 receipts were created. The total allocated amount was $2 million. And there's the reference check number. So the moment that this trust receipt is recorded, the trust ledger updates automatically. Every transaction shows which bank account the money came into, which docket it belongs to, and which matter it's tied to. So clean, real time, and matter level. This is the foundation of trust accounting compliance. So now the trust money is in, the ledger's clean, and it's time to pay the plaintiffs. We're going to go under here to settlement check run. And once settlement amounts are finalized, we can create a settlement check run. The system calculates net to client for every plaintiff, accounting for fees, expenses, and liens. So you can spread the total load, or you can upload a CSV directly from the settlement table by clicking choose file. So you're going to fill in the screen, stay intact, select your bank account. There, you have the option to add a cap override percentage right here. We're going to spread that total, 3930000. Again, option to put the defendant code, the defendant check number, and then it's going to spread equally across the 12 matters. So as you can see here, 48 checks to cut, and then the total net to clients with all of those accounting fees, expenses, and liens in mind. So when you are ready, you're going to click generate draft for pre-bill review. Again, you'll get a little description of what was just happened in the system, and you're going to click open for pre-bill review. So before the bookkeeper posts any money out of the trust, there's one more critical step, and that is plaintiff authorization. So this is where our pre-bill review comes in handy. As you can see here, the system generates closing statements and authorization for each plaintiff. So we're going to open up one of these PDF closing statement samples. This is 100% customizable, so we can work with your marketing team to reflect exactly what you want to see here, get your logo, your colors, anything that you'd like specifically. But this is an example of a closing statement. And as you can see down here, there's a spot that the client needs to sign. We have e-signature features built directly into our system. So you can just sign it right through our CaseQube. And we also have the option, the bookkeeper doesn't need to download one at a time. They can download all for printing right here. And at this point, the money is still sitting in the trust. Nothing has moved. So this is the firm's really final checkpoint. So you can still make any adjustments here. But once you're ready for approval, you're going to click approve and post to trust. And the system posts the disbursements. It generates closing statements and produces the attorney remittances, or how the money is getting split up amongst the attorneys. So just to give you a preview of what that looks like, this is how it's going to be split. The attorneys, the total number that's split, and how that split looks is broken down. So now we're ready to print and distribute checks, and we have the option to do that individually or in bulk. So we're going to click on disbursements. And anything with SR0030 is what we're looking for. So we are going to click those. And if we're going to bulk print, we're going to click on all of them and then click print selected checks. And this is just a sample. Check layout and formatting can be configured to match your firm's requirements as well. This is an example of what those checks could look like. So perfect. Let's recap what we've covered today. CaseQube handles the operational side. LawAccounting handles the money. And because it's built on Salesforce, the platform is highly configurable. Fields, page layouts, workflows, approval steps, reports, and permissions can all be adjusted to match how your firm actually operates. So the big idea is simple. CaseQube manages Mass Tort process, LawAccounting protects the money, and Salesforce gives us the flexibility to build the system around your workflow, not the other way around. So if you want to see this live and tailored to your firm, reach out to us at lawaccounting.com. Thanks so much for watching.